I had two real positive communications with some ladies today. One of them this morning is very attractive, very athletic, uh, black lady. I turned on my Facebook this morning and she had sent me a message thanking me for turning her on to David Goggins, which made me smile, even though, you know, you know, here I am, bird dogging for David Goggins. He's married, but it tickled me. And then somebody else called me. I'm in the middle of my run, got a mile left to go, and I get a phone call. Somebody from Toastmasters is asking me if all sugar's bad or just refined sugar, natural sugar from fruits, fruit okay? And I'm like, I had the answer for her, and it just tickled me to death that, she thought to call me to have that answer. I was listening to Joe Dispencia, and he had an interview. I guess he's kind of speaking to her, and he was saying some things about the pattern of our subconscious mind gets a pattern of good or bad, or it's the carrot and the stick, right? And God, I'm thinking, oh my God, if we had a bad experience, anything similar situation to that experience will, cause us to have a negative, you think negatively in that situation, even though it's not related. Or same thing with positive. You get a positive experience with, somebody, even though they may not have anything to do with somebody that was, they may look like them or talk like them or sound like them, or whatever, or a situation, similar situation, not totally related, but because you had a good experience in your past, you'll have a good experience. And it got me thinking of David Goggins. David Goggins talks about himself harshly, about being, a loser and a quitter and a cheater and, a wimp and, a coward and, but Goggins, all right, Goggins gets control of David Goggins. And I'm like, oh, he's mirroring he talks to David Goggins the way his dad talked to him and the way the BUD/S instructors talk to him, right? But he gets control of himself, right? And what happened, this is awesome. What happened is by being that way in his hell week, I think his second hell week, one of the instructors had him doing something crazy, like swimming 4 miles out into the surf in the middle of the night, out to his boat crew on like Thursday night, and he made it. And then after that instructor's like, where did you learn to be so hard, or how to be so strong, right? Bam, man, there's that reward for being that way. He's always going to be that way. And it made me think of Jocko Willink. Jocko Willink would have known totally how to lead David Goggins. And he'd have loved every minute of it too. He'd have just tasked him the right way. And come on, man, you're so bad. Let's see what you do here, right? He'd have made him just rock. That would have been a lethal combination. Jocko Willink and David Goggins, in the same platoon. That would have been incredible, right? But it got me thinking. I had a nickname. It was Red, and this is crazy. I was fighting in the Alabama Golden Gloves against the guy that beat me the year before. And I had a really good fight with him. I kept him in the same corner the whole fight. And when I got in, I totally controlled that fight. And when I got in the ring, the judge said, "Good job, Little Red." And in Alabama and Mississippi, a lot of officials are trainers. So they have the Mississippi judges judge the Alabama fights, and the Alabama fighters judge the Mississippi fights. And my judge was the coach for the Rebel Boxing Club, all white boys, and he was the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. And when I came out of the ring, he said, "Good job, Little Red," and that nickname just stuck. and in the teams, I got out of the teams. I got into mortgage real estate business. I handed my business cards to the guys at the reunion, and they're like, "Reuben Lowing? Who's that?" I go, "That's me. I thought your name was Red." I'm like, "That's my nickname," right? But after thinking about how I was running the marathon, the last mile, last couple miles, I'm like, I prayed real hard and I'm deep breathing, getting that good oxygen exchange, and then I'm yelling at myself, I'm cheering, come on, Red. And then Red took it home that last mile. I'm like, oh, my alter ego kicked in. That's incredible. And Joe Dispencia talks about it. You got to become somebody else. You got to become. My Red was a high caliber, um, world class boxer, right? And that's amazing. That's incredible. Red to fight anybody. And Roy Jones Sr. love it when he tells me this. He goes, "You are game. You fight anybody." and and anyways, but that's something. Learning a little bit more and more, man. Just keep getting exposure. That we got it in us. We just got to pull it out. We got to find the right identity to get us where we need to be. All right, love y'all. Bye.